Hello and welcome to the Regulars. I'm Stacey McGonigal.
My name is Jason Ross. Hey.
We did it. It is 2021. We have made it official. We are back.
Yeah.
How are you, Jason?
I'm great. We had a great holiday. We had some events over the holiday for the people that were in the Patreon, which was very, very fun.
Yes, it was very, very fun. We had a movie night. We had a little stream setting our intentions. It was very fun, but I did miss the regular Podorino, and I did think to myself this morning, how do I do this? I've forgotten. Thank you for loving the pin.
We're gonna find out.
We're going to find out. This is made by the wonderful and amazing Jenny Cirillo. Cindy. Oh my gosh, look at ooh, I'm loving the hair. Tamika thinks we look refreshed, which is so nice.
I do. I feel refreshed.
You all seem refreshed. Wow, you know what? I really took a break. I haven't even been on social media. Like I've dipped in and out.
I've noticed. I was like, oh, Stacey's not on. It's great. It's great that you're taking a break.
Stacey's not on. It's great.
It's great that you were able to be like, I'm taking this holiday for myself, and you look great. So that's great.
Well, I have a lot of updates, and
are any of them on Dry January or our intentions that we sent?
I certainly have some updates on Dry January. I certainly have some updates on some of the intentions we set.
Amazing.
Yeah, it is a new year. It is a new Stacey. And okay, so let's unpack this quickly. Amanda says, Stacey, is your makeup different? Can we discuss what we mean by different, and is bad what we're really trying to say?
I don't think so. I think this is, you're doing it. You're pulling a Jason DeRoss right now, is like assuming the worst.
It's a quick high and it's a fast low.
They're the same red lips, and they're the same
don't say
your
greasy.
lipstick has not changed.
Don't say greasy, please. I can't.
I wasn't gonna say greasy.
Okay.
I was gonna say glowing.
Greasy.
Glowing.
I've never forgotten when you called me. I've never forgotten when you called me
Claus.
Santa Claus, and
Yeah,
I
I know.
never will forget. Yeah. So we miss everyone in the chat. Welcome, Elizabeth, Amanda, Cindy. We got Jen, we got Tamika, we got Laura, we got everyone up in here. We got Shayla up in here. This is just like, we got two little Sammys here who just, bared her breast to the sun. If you read her latest post. Anyways, how was your break?
She also put out she's like, everybody's shortening the word January, and I keep thinking you're talking about me because it's Jan. I don't know if you know this about me as well. I think I've told this story maybe before too. My voice is back. I used to think when I went to the doctor's office that the doctor had a massive file on me. Did I tell you that before?
Well, wouldn't they have a massive file on you?
Okay, but they opened the door and the first half of their whole filing cabinet I thought was about me.
That's how I imagine you when you go to the doctor.
Well, it's because their filing system, it goes JASOND for Jason DeRoss. But what that is July, August, September, October, November, December. And I was like, I always thought that they had
Oh, wow, we got a Jameson in the chat. He has been gone for a while. Welcome back. We got Voodoo Lion. And Jenny, we got your little pin, a mirror today. There you go. It's so wonderful and amazing. Yeah, I mean, that just blew my mind.
I'm half a year.
Wow. That is amazing. So how was your break? What did you do? What's happening?
I mean, I was here. So
you're in the basement.
Here's a big update. LA's fucked. LA's going nuts right now. So we are extending our trip. So you're going to see me in this blue board for a little while longer. Going to be here for January.
It's the most professional you've ever looked, and I'm really proud of you.
You think it's the waffle shirt? Is that what it is?
Well, the waffle shirt is screaming at the camera.
I know it is. I didn't realize until I saw that. Yeah.
You feel that, obviously.
Because I was like, there's no patterns on it, but I guess there's a waffle pattern, of course, because it's called a waffle shirt.
Yeah, so it's certainly screaming, but that's okay. We live, we learn. We're still babies in this new year.
I feel great. I even got a TikTok for you today.
You were saying you were downloading. Now, again, I took a pretty substantial, for me, break.
It's okay. I picked it up for you. I will tell you this.
You picked it up.
I'm taking TikTok off my phone as soon as we're done this because
why? You're in a weird algorithm though, and I want to work with you to
No,
get you
well,
out
my
of it.
algorithm has definitely altered as I've gone along. Like, of course
Yeah.
it has, because I was like the ones I follow and everything. So now, what's mine about now? It's all weird stuff like Google Earth things and things
But
like
that's
that.
what you love.
Sure, I love it, but here's the problem. I I jump on and I go, wow, I thought it was the morning, but now it's evening. What happened to
Yeah.
the day?
Well, this is what you have to do. You have to do what I do now, which is like I had a TikTok addiction.
It
I was
is. It's
just
very
like,
addicting very quickly. And I watch everybody around me be on their phones,
yeah.
and I'm like, it's the one thing that I can't stand. Like that, you watch the social dilemma, they tell you what's happening, you know what's happening to your face, and you're like, the robots are beating me. But I'm
Okay.
like, I don't care. I don't care. I like losing, apparently.
But what I will say is you have to do what I do now. So it's like you have to set like a ritual, right? So much like Jen is currently doing a hit workout to this podcast. Ooey, ooey.
I feel like we should be playing some music in the background then to help her out along the way. Go, 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 go.
Go, 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 go. Harder, harder.
Five more.
One more rep. You have it in you. I have to watch TikTok at night when I get into bed. Like, I'm like, okay, this is what I'm going to do, Stacey. You're going to brush your teeth. You're going to wash your face. You're going to like put some skincare on. You're going to get in bed early.
Yep.
And you are going to, then you get to watch some TikToks before you go to bed. But here is the problem that you also have to monitor. 3 o'clock in the morning hands.
Yeah. Oh, I know. And now that's why I'm like, I took Facebook off my phone years ago.
Good.
So now this is, and Instagram I don't have taken off, but like Instagram I feel like I can control. I got the power to be like, I know I can stop. TikTok is too addictive. It's addictive.
TikTok is so addictive. And I'm getting a lot of like sexy men on there, which I'm loving.
That's your algorithm.
That's my algorithm.
And by sexy men you mean plaid shirts, lumberjacks, big men.
Okay, I'm going to bring on this TikTok I found, but this one girl was like, hey man, are you over 6 feet? Do you call your friends buddy? Do you wear flannel shirts? Do you have a beard? And then she was like, and I was like, this is my best friend on the planet. Like, this is what I'm manifesting. But anyways, I agree. Jenny agrees. She said, I haven't let myself on TikTok since November, and I can't wait to dive right back in.
Don't do it. That pool will
Let
keep you in there.
her.
It's a whirlpool. It'll keep you in. It'll spin you around and around. You'll be stuck in it.
Jameson said that he's also on Lumberjack TikTok, and for that I say you're welcome, because it truly is a pleasure to be on there.
I think he's just was going through his gallery and seeing all his selfies. That he's mixed up TikTok with his phone gallery.
Yeah, all the times he's been on set where he's just playing a lumberjack, and he's like, oh, I guess I'll take a picture of this. Yeah, but I will tell you, you know what's crazy when you take a break from social media? And again, like I would dip back in if someone was like, hey, have you seen this? And I was like, okay, well, I'll go peruse. But no one cares. That's really it. And so if you want to take a break, just take a break. When you come back, it'll literally be the same. It'll be the same.
Do you want me to show you the one I brought up? Just because it's a review in the year for one man.
I would love that.
So that's the only reason I brought it on. It's not the best one, but I was like, oh yeah, year in review. I love these.
Let's just see this.
Here it is.
Okay, for those just listening, this man pretended to do a year montage of his face and just moved it a bit. Because here's what's fucking hilarious about that. It starts where you're like, wait, can we not hear him? And then you're like, wait a second.
That's the algorithm I'm in right there.
Well, I don't know why you're upset, because that just seems wonderful.
I know. I think it was great. No, I don't even know what to say about it. Like
it's perfect.
It was one of these things. I got that a while ago, like maybe a week or so ago. And I was like, I looked at it once and then I found it on my phone. I was like, oh yeah, what's this on my phone? And then I watched it again and laughed. And this morning I went to put it on. I'm like, oh, this isn't going to be funny. And I laughed like this again. I was like, I'm okay.
Stephanie, yes, this man is so sexy. I
agree.
agree.
The change between January and December.
Oh yeah, it was pretty great. Voodoo Lion says, I interpreted that as a piano player ripping and making faces while doing so. Maybe a bit of a John Mayer, you know? So that's really, really great. That's wonderful.
Guys, we're starting off 2021 hot.
Can I tell you, I have a good recommendation that I just came across between the holidays, and that is a new podcast called Poog, Poog. So it's a take on Goop, and it's Jacqueline Novak, who's an incredible stand-up comedian, she's incredible, and Kate Berlant, who's also an amazing comedian. Yeah. And they just break down their health and wellness obsessions, and it's perfect. It's wonderful.
It's a parody on Goop.
No, they talk about health and wellness like themselves. And I just feel like you and I would listen to that and be like, we're so seen. Yeah.
Well, I'll check it out the second we're done this.
I'll send you an episode to listen to.
What did you end up doing? I mean, we kind of just texted each other on New Year's of like Happy New Year.
Yes.
As we do. But what did you end up doing for your celebration?
Can I tell you? Not much. Not much.
I think this is so weird. You came back and you're like, I don't know if I remember how to do this. It's like, there's nothing to update. The world has not moved.
No, I will say that.
I mean, the world's if you're living in the States, you're living through history right now. But
I will say, I didn't do much. I went for a walk after midnight, and all my neighbors were like, "Happy New Year!" And I was like, "Happy New Year!" I was like going nuts. It was so cold, and I was just like, man, like there were so many people out walking, like. That I just was like, wow, this is like where we're at. Because like literally did nothing. Over the holidays, over Christmas, I watched movies. I watched Soul. I watched Wonder Woman 1984.
I heard it was I watched Palm Springs for the second time last night.
That's such a good call. I got into
it. Hadn't seen it yet, but I found one other thing in it. You know how like of course you're gonna watch it because it's so like if you watch it back, you're gonna catch a couple things. I don't want to spoil. Well, it's been out for a while. I'll spoil it if I need to.
Yeah.
There's another lady, I think, in the loop. I think there's another lady in the loop.
Oh, cool! Like a little Easter egg, so they'll come back and we'll get to watch that.
If you watch it, I think there's the old lady that comes up at one point. She's like, I've heard a bunch of speeches, and your speech was the best. He's like, I don't know, I've been to like thousands of weddings, and she was like, okay. She walks away, but at the end of the movie, she comes up to Christine Milioti and is like, so I guess you're leaving tonight, and Christine was like. Oh, and then she walks away and you're like, oh, that lady is in the know of what's going on. And that's what she meant when she said, I've been to a million of these, seen a million.
Oh, cool.
Anyways, that's for anybody. Yeah, that's it.
It's a great movie. I really suggest people watch Palm Springs. Now, Snaking has some thoughts about me not enjoying Wonder Woman 1984. Now, I'm happy to discuss why I did not like it.
I've only heard dislikes so far, so I would love to hear Snake King's.
Yeah. I definitely yeah, because here's the thing, like we love Kristen Wiig, Skeleton Twins, she's incredible. Like I mean, listen, we are and I'm including Jason and I, we are a Kristen Wiig household. Of
course. Bill Hader, Kristen Wiig, number one duo.
Oh, Bill Hader. Oof.
Who I just found out was the voice of BB-8. I didn't know that.
That's really nice. A couple of things. First of all, Wonder Woman like doesn't fight anybody except at the end when she like whips away people's dreams, literally, or wishes, which is unbelievable. There's a few scenes where she starts running, and I'm like, this might be the worst cinematic thing I've ever seen. Kristen Wiig as a sexy cat. Listen, when you have Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman, like, and the costume and everything was so correct, like, you better come in a way that doesn't scream Party City or we had 5 minutes.
It would be very hard. Like, Kristen Wiig has done great movies where she's not necessarily like Skeleton Key or whatever, like, where it's not based
in Skeleton Twins?
Skeleton Twins.
Yeah.
Where it's not based in like the comedy of it. But I haven't seen Wonder Woman, but as you're stating this, I'm like, her playing a sexy villain.
Thank you, Stephanie. No, it wasn't even her. No. It wasn't even her not being able to play sexy. They literally
I didn't mean sexy. I just mean
they put her in a Party City cat costume. They give her the thinnest ass, driest ass wig that like, it looks like someone cut bangs in it. And then her makeup is like a Ben Nye Theater Kid packet of like white and like a few black squiggly lines on her cheeks to be a cat. I was shocked.
Basically it was like Saturday Night Live jumped onto the screen. because of the costume style and stuff.
Yeah, and she was like, "Meow." And I was like, what is, because she wants to be sexy and powerful and confident and like, but it's also set in the 80s, which makes no sense. Doesn't need to be in the 80s. It makes zero sense.
So they just did that for nostalgic purposes.
But they barely have any nostalgia in it. They have no cool music. There's nothing.
What?
And thank you, Voodoo. The wig was parched. And the wig was parched.
I'm really jumping on Tamika's here. Everyone watched Soul and Wonder Woman 84, and I'm over here watching Impractical Jokers movie.
Tamika, you do you. Yeah, it was crazy. But I also got into a show called The Great Pottery Throwdown. Now, let me tell you. It's incredible. It's incredible. It's a British show. It's kind of like the Great British Bake Off.
You didn't tell me that, but I assumed it the second you said it. So
I think I want to move to the UK. I mean, we can't because the world is on
beautiful.
fire. Yeah. I just feel like tonally, that's where I'm at.
Sure. There's strains. They got that new strain that's kicking it up a notch right now. So
yeah, I mean, they certainly like to party, and that's clear by this new strain. But anyways, because Seth Rogen has gotten, see, Jenny, you're my people. I love Great Pottery Throwdown.
You're going to say Seth Rogen?
Is pure.
Seth Rogen
So Seth Rogen has gotten into pottery over the years.
Oh, I thought you were
and has like
Rogen.
his own like table. He has his own pottery table. He's got his, or whatever, wheel. He's got his own kiln, so he can like, make the pottery. It's incredible. And his vases and like all of his creations are beautiful. But the
imagine
pottery
being at that point in your life where it's like a Jim Carrey who's just like, I just bought this warehouse and now I'm a painter. And he's and it's like, okay. And then Seth Rogen's like, okay, cool. I'll just build a pottery studio in my house.
But he's so talented. Like, you have to go see his pottery creations. Like, it makes me want to do pottery like so much, but I don't think I'm that like skilled with my hands. So oh, and I will tell you what's really funny is they talk about how sexual pottery is, and because it's in the UK, like, they're way funnier. So like there is a full section where they're making fun of, like, it looks like people are giving hand jobs. It's so funny.
They're just like,
they're making mug handles, so they have to do this, and the host is going around being like, "Looks like you know what you're doing there," and they're like, "Cheeky."
I did see a TikTok this weekend where a guy was showing off his robotic arm or whatever that he'd built. But I guess it has memory settings, and then when he turned it on, it just started doing this like on on live TV. He's freaking out.
He got that robot to jerk him off. That's what he did.
It's his own arm now.
That's crazy. There's no coming back from that. Just not at all. There's just not at all.
Because then you have to explain the backstory. Like, not the backstory, but you have to explain like the technology to it. So yes, it's
well, that reminds me of like this, like, there's this famous like meme of this like young girl on YouTube who's like, and she's young, like maybe 7, like just adorable young, and she's like, you guys, like, I don't even know what to wear, like, and she's in her closet like, I don't even know what to wear, and then fully like farts, like fully, it's just like, brah! She's like, oh my God, you guys, like, what was that? I'm so scared, and I didn't do it. Like her having to explain.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're losing you a little bit. You're a little choppy, but
I am.
Yeah.
Oh no, I don't feel it.
I don't feel choppy.
Well, normally you see it like when I was in Hamilton, which
well, maybe it's just in my mind.
Let's get ready, guys.
Maybe it's my
Wednesday for our show. Someone's going to be in Hamilton, so we'll see how this plays out.
Oh, right. We're going to have to talk about your internet. I will tell you, I have been on a bit of a not like a health shift, but we were talking on our show about intentions over the holidays, and I am back. I am back on the ton, and I have done 6. So did 6 tons. Yesterday was a rest day. Back on the ton today. Okay. It's great.
So our atomic habits are launched. We are working towards. We've set intentions. In other words, you're saying you're succeeding so far. We're on day 4 of the new year. Day 4 of the new year. Now, do we want to talk about dry January? Well, let's figure this out first. So, I'm pissed right now. I should tell you, like, I came on here very defeated. Why? And I already know your answer to this, but I don't care. I've been doing really well. Like I'm also I haven't drank at all. I'm eating pretty healthy. I mean, there's been some hiccups because we have like Chinese food for New Year's. We
Of
do these
course.
traditions or whatever. But I don't eat late, and I'm
Sure.
sleeping, which is something I've never done. And I'm going for like I'm on the treadmill every day.
Uh-huh.
Uh, and I've gained weight again. I measured myself this morning. I didn't
Right.
weigh myself for like a month, and then I was like, I was getting to get on this morning. It feels so good, and
Right.
I went up. I was
Okay,
up.
well, let me just tell you, because the way that you view health and wellness in 2021 is the same as Wonder Woman 1984, because
So
you
it's a good movie,
really,
is what you're saying.
so you
You've
do
changed your
not
opinion.
need, you do not need a scale. Also, if you're working out, you will gain
I didn't
muscle.
work out. I walked, which is
Also,
cardio, and it's not workout.
get
So it's like
off the treadmill and start doing other things.
I'm doing other things. I can't do much because as soon as I do something like a Chloe Ting, my back gives out. So like I'm just doing what I can do.
Oh, Stephanie just requested me on Peloton. I will add you
Ooh.
absolutely. See, Sammy's has got you. That's all water, Jason. Just keep going. The thing is, you get so defeated, but it's like the number means absolutely
Of
nothing.
course, I just want to win. I want a victory. I'm not defeated. I'm ready to keep going. But
And
what it is like
this
I
ain't a
just
bad
want one win. So
suggestion.
you grab me going,
This ain't a
yes.
bad. May I suggest hit to this podcast? I think that you just need to
Go,
keep going.
go, go. Keep going.
I will tell you that when I started, I was on the bike and I'm like, I simply can't. Like, I can't do this. I wasn't able to use my bike for like a month because I was dealing with the cyst of it all. So I couldn't get on the bike. So I was really not
Does
looking
that mean the
forward to it.
update is the cyst is
The
it moved
cyst
out?
is finally gone.
Fuck that cyst.
Fuck that cyst. Also, I will tell you, like, you know, I could talk, I could write a whole book about it because it's just ridiculous. But anyways,
Do it.
back on the ton, and a little goes a long way. Like I was just like, Stacey, this time, as per our last conversation, I'm not going to run in and jump into like an hour-long class. We're going to start slow and low and build ourselves back up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also,
That's the atomic habit thing. Like again, and this is the change that I think we both need to make for 2021. It's
yeah,
true.
tell me.
It's not an all or nothing attitude. We're gonna give ourselves the forgiveness of taking detours, and we're gonna do things so we
100%.
changes last a little longer.
100%.
So you said I was gonna say something else. You're like, yeah, I'm about to tell Jason he's an idiot, but now
I
that's
wasn't going to tell you were an
all right.
idiot.
This is
I
where
was
we're
going to
at.
say that the way that you approach getting yourself back into fighting shape
Yeah,
is you being like treadmill, weight, like a
the treadmill's
weighing yourself.
it's only can be walking. I can't even jog on it. I just have to like walk uphill. I put it on the
What's the
highest
incline?
hill.
Great.
Like just put on the highest incline and then just walk for an hour.
The highest inkling.
The highest incline.
The highest inkling. I get the highest inkling I can. And then I
I get
go.
the highest inkling that I feel like I want to walk, and
The
then
thing
I do
about
it.
me and my health and wellness is like, you got to get the inkling. And if you don't get the inkling, what are you doing?
2021's here. Stacey and Jason have a new exercise program. It's called the Inkling. You
It's
get the
called
inkling.
the inkling.
We're gonna give you the inkling to walk. You're gonna walk.
Oh, yeah.
Walk hard.
But I went to the beach yesterday for a long ass walk, and I was walking through sand. And let me tell you, there was some inkling in that sand that really gave me the 1-2
Everybody's
punch.
walking now. Hikes are in. My brother, who's like a constant runner, talks about like the paths that he runs on and stuff like that. And before he would run and see zero people. He said in the last year since the pandemic hit, like you cannot just avoid people everywhere. People are just outside. It's like the movie. It's like a Simpsons episode where all of a sudden there's a pandemic and everyone goes, and everyone all the sun comes in. I think the TV died one time in the Simpsons, like in the early
And then they
episodes.
all went outside.
And then it was like, what the heck is going on? And that's where we're living.
Stephanie's not wrong. Lift some weights.
I know. I'm just trying to figure out the safe way. Stephanie, I'm well on board. I know that that's what I have to do to lose weight and get in shape. I'm trying to figure out the ways to do it where I don't wake up the next day and can't walk. So
I think that you start with lower weights. Just start with lower weights. And you know what?
I think I'm going to do is Pilates. That's what I think I'm going to do.
Okay, so Pilates is incredibly difficult to do, especially with a bad back.
No,
so,
I was told that's the one you do instead of yoga because there's less twisting in it. It's actually good for your back.
Oh, I did a lot of twisting in Pilates.
Well, then the guy who told me that's a piece of garbage, even though he's a doctor.
I just think, I mean, doctors are great, but like, I mean, you know,
This
You
is
know.
it. This is the intention.
yeah, Jason wants to get jacked in 2021. Yeah, I think lower weights. I think, go slow. I'm also doing yoga with Adrienne. So this is
That is on my list.
okay, let me tell you, I did the first episode and I love yoga with Adrienne. It was boring. It was 45 minutes. I was sitting there and I was like, I
Do you love
simply
it
and
or is
utterly
it boring?
no, the first, so this 30 days is called Breathe. And, yeah. Are you laughing at this, Kendra? Kendra's like, Jason has a very presidential hand happening today. He does. I agree.
true.
And you know what it is? It is his massive wedding ring that is just so large.
It's been mostly this hand though, which that has no wedding ring.
Yeah, but whenever you lift it up, I'm just really seeing it.
Here's where I'll come at you with, Jen. Yoga is boring. Come at me. The thing is, right now you can't go to a studio. When you get to go to a studio, there's so many interesting characters around. It's a
Great, and it's good to know that if you are there, you are the man looking around, because
I knew you were gonna say that, and I knew that's where I was going. But like, I've walked in. I had this one yoga instructor. I'm not even gonna get into it, but like he was. I was like, that guy is the most interesting man on the planet.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but not in a like, oh, I strive to be like that guy. I'm like, that's just he's lived a different life than me, and I don't know what his train of thought is. And I
mean, I get that. I mean, I loved this one yoga trainer or yoga instructor I had in LA, and I made the bad mistake of Googling him, and he was in a band. And there was no coming back from that after seeing those photos. So
I would say if the trainer that I was talking about was that in a band, I think that band would probably play like some sort of just Himalayan spiritual music, and then that would be it. But they would be like, "This is our thing. We know the exact megahertz that you play to."
Oh, right. No, my yoga instructor was like, "Who are you?"
You know how we're gonna eventually do The Office? We're gonna do some sort of Office soap opera thing. I think it is one of those times.
Oh,
like
sorry. Every time
when Derek from accounting has to come out, he's like, Derek from accounting is like, come see my band. We're like, okay.
We're like, okay, fine. Who are you? Ooh. What was I gonna say? Oh, I wanted to talk about my what?
I wrote this song for you, Stacey.
Oof. Oh, I couldn't save this TikTok, but I found it last night and I wanted to bring it in, and I was like, oh, this is my absolute nightmare scenario. And it was the caption of the TikTok was like, first date in 2021, which
Okay.
You're about to break up if you're posting that.
Yeah.
B, it was like a red picnic blanket with like hearts on it,
yeah,
and like a little picnic basket and little pillows, and then like a little sign that was like Adrienne and Lindsay with hearts. And I was like, if this was presented to me, I would call the police. I would call the police.
If you were ever watching an episode of Unsolved Mysteries and they just pan to their actual living room and you saw that pillow on the couch, you'd be like, I know who did it.
Like,
this is not unsolved. This is very solved. It's right there, all in black and white and pink and flowers.
What a nightmare. Like, just like red and pink, and was like, Adrienne and Lindsay. Like, you had to bring a board to say your names to each other. Oh, I was so livid. I was so livid. And I was just like, do I not understand love? Like, is that what love looks like? Because I don't want that.
Yeah, I question that every once in a while too, because I'm like, that's not something I would ever. I see some things and it's like on TikToks, there's these ones that are like couple goals, and you're like, oh, there's so, and I'm like, well, that's.
Yeah.
I get that people have different goals or whatnot, but I'm like, I feel like you people are faking it. You guys are pretending that you're in a Hallmark movie and you're trying your best to be in that Hallmark movie. And we all know that Hallmark movies, because we watched it together on the Patreon, we know that all Hallmark movies are really about serial killers.
Okay. Listen, not to unpack something that not everyone was at. First of all, Elizabeth, I'm glad you're alive, because you left.
What happened?
What happened,
we were worried
Elizabeth?
that he killed you.
We were worried. All of a sudden, we just saw Elizabeth left, and we were like, where's Elizabeth?
We were expecting Elizabeth came back, and then she didn't come back, but she's here.
I love this. My first date of 2021 was my partner and I eating burgers and arguing over a movie. The date ended early, and we watched stuff separately. Beautiful.
Let me get this straight first. Were you arguing over a movie that you were currently watching, or were you arguing over which movie to watch?
I think probably which movie to watch. That's the way
That's the way all date. That's
Yeah.
every date I've ever been on, probably with my wife.
Oh yeah, and it always ends with usually with me going, just watch whatever. I don't care.
Here's the thing, though, Elizabeth. Some people just live with one TV, and you're living together in one room, so you can't just go to separate rooms and watch movies. So.
Can I tell you, there's something really wonderful about someone watching something on the TV, and like I will happily sit there with my computer and watch my own thing. I've never had a problem.
We've been there.
We do not need to watch the same thing all the time. And if I'm going to watch something and you're not going to be invested in it, you can get the fuck out as well.
Of course, that's like bringing Stacey McGunn to a games night and go, Stacey, can we just yes, why would you give me that? Why?
Can I tell you? I had to do a games night. Can I tell you?
What game?
Code Names.
You like Code Names.
It was done online. It was actually fun, but can I tell you, and it was with lovely people.
Of course.
On the internet. Very, very funny, but you know what? I actually, this is what bothers me about game nights. I've realized it's you play one, you had a fun time,
yep,
and then everyone goes, another round? No, not another round. We did it. We played the game.
I say another round till 3 a.m. I'm like another round till all ends of the night.
I thought of you.
I've had some people that will definitely put up with me and stay online till whatever, because here's what it is to me.
What?
It's background. The game is the background. It's because what else are you doing if you're just drinking and having a chat? It's like great, we can.
You're having a chat.
Yeah, and the chats are great, but guess what? At the same time,
no, that's you not being present. You're being something. Well, what are we? We have to go from A to B. That's what a game night is. We have to see that we accomplished something.
It is
we have
hard
to do
trivia.
Present.
Because if you're present, you just realize that life is meaningless. That's
oh my God, right? I simply can't. And listen, I want to get into these. I don't want to be this poo-poo, okay? Mm-hmm. I don't want to be this poo-poo pee-pee person, but I've tried. Settlers of Catan, I tried. A boyfriend was like, you shouldn't be selling your wheat like that. And I was like, I honestly would burn this game to ground.
If I was a character in this, I would light my wheat fields on fire.
I think you're actually trying to get out of this game. And I was like, oh, you caught me. Do I get to leave? Take my wheat. I would rather get kicked out of Settlers of Catan so I can pour another glass of wine and go watch a drag queen makeup tutorial in the back.
Because my thing is too, is what happens. I mean, I say this, but I say this hypocritically because I will put effort into it or whatever. But the next day, nobody's waking up. No, the next day, nobody is waking up going, you know what? I didn't know Jeremy too well before last night, but God, is he good at Catan? I really like that guy.
Okay, that has been said to me by partners, being like, who's really good? And I'm like, why don't you marry them? Why don't you go marry them then? Because if your takeaway was that was fun and that Jeremy has a skill, we can't proceed. We can't proceed knowing that. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
And that's not to say that the things I'm interested in matter either, because
they kind of do, because I don't know if you saw this.
What?
Peter Weber.
Oh, here we go. Yeah. Peter Weber
Kelly.
broke up with Kelly. And here's the thing. Okay, let's talk about this.
Now we can all move on with our fucking lives because they're done. I think they realized, the franchise realized this. We've tried to really build
my God.
up, and they're going nowhere. Nobody cares.
Here's the thing that I think is so stupid is that Peter got out into the media first, and Peter's like, I broke up with Kelly. Oh, did you? Because I really feel like it was probably the other way around. Because Peter wants to marry his mom. He wants to marry his mom. I don't understand that. I don't understand grown men who are best friends with their mom. I don't understand that.
When she was when her mom stuck up, and it was funny when Peter goes, "Mom, it's our first fight. Remember this."
I can't. And I've had a coffee and I'm on one now because I'm just on my period, and there's nothing sexier than a thick ass period underwear to really get you going.
I'm learning. 2021, I'm already learning. Change your different underwear, thicker underwear. Okay, great. Now I know.
Oh, no, they have period specific underwear where you can bleed in them.
I see.
Which I think is a game changer for young girls, may I say. And I bought mine from Amazon. I'm sorry about it. Not the best company, but when you're in a pinch.
Why don't they just tell young girls that in grade 3? Just be like, this is what happens. So get out there and buy it. We'll buy it ahead of time. Be preemptive.
Exactly. And like, hey, if you want to make fun of anyone on their period in this classroom, you can go play Settlers in Catan with Jeremy and you can have a fucking terrible time. Okay. But okay, so here's a huge thing that I wanted to bring up. Snaking a diaper in a way. Thanks for the support during this very difficult time.
You got your diaper, you got your Santa Claus cheeks on, you ready to go? We're gonna play some Catan.
I was going to say TMI, but I don't care. And we're breaking taboos here. But I did wake up and I had cramps last night. And I just was like, got up, was taking some Tylenol. And I just thought like,
you got to get that Midol.
Men could never. I know. I really should have gotten the Midol. Let me tell
I
you.
haven't got it yet. That's because like, you know, I can't go to a Shoppers or a CVS right now, but I'm going to get it.
We need to see Tamika right now, who's like off topic. I'm watching my 7-year-old in a class and he is absolutely not listening, acting like I'm invisible and playing with wrestlers. WTF. Honestly, that would be me as well.
What wrestlers he got there?
Yeah, let us know. And I like Snake King coming back. I give all you ladies the respect. We know, King.
Here's the thing too, like I thought I'd give up coffee for like that was one of my thing. And that so for dry January, if it was coffee, I've already failed that big time.
But here's my question. So you earlier in this podcast, you were like, I'm going to find moderation. And then you're like, hey, so I decided to quit booze, coffee. Yeah. It's like all too much.
Coffee was different for me because coffee, like I actually don't even like it. I don't like it. I didn't start drinking until I lived with my wife because she was like a coffee drinker. And I was like, I don't even like the taste of it. Okay. And then I got into the habit of it.
Decaf.
I still don't love it. No, but that's it. I don't like it. So it's like I don't know why I'm drinking it because I'm like, what am I even doing? Like, but then you wake up.
I deleted it too.
Then you wake up and you go, I gotta. The reason why I stopped too is because they said it's actually one of the things that makes your back hurt. Because it dehydrates you and it takes away the fluid in between the discs. One of the things that dehydrates you.
Well, I will say, you know, I think you just got to like start slow and start a new routine and just force yourself into that routine. So like I deleted Uber Eats off my phone because I literally was like getting a $17 sub. Like that's low. Even it was delicious.
Tamika's kids were ordering milkshakes at 3 a.m. Yeah,
exactly. Now yesterday, did I have a Michelob Ultra in a beer koozie? And I was like, can I do dry January? That you give me a beer in a koozie? What am I supposed to do?
A beer sounds so good. Right?
I know. Now I bought non-alcoholic beer. Try.
Michelob Ultra is not the non-alcoholic one, though.
No, I know, but I bought a non-alcoholic.
So are you already done your dry January? Have you signed off?
No, because I wasn't even considering it I wasn't even going to start until January 4th. Okay. Because I was like, I'm still, first of all, the day between Christmas and New Year's, they're all the same day. And then from New Year's Day to January 4th, where everything starts again, I was like, those are all Monday. Sundays. So I'm not even pushing myself.
So now, how strong are we going? Like, so say this Friday rolls around and Mr. Casual Friday gives us an awesome drink and you're like, oh God, I'd love to try that. Are we having a drink on the Friday or are we going all in?
Well, here's what because I'm really enjoying working out and I've instantly noticed a mental health switch. Like I was like, oh wow, I was really in the dumps. I was like truly in the dumps. So I'm like, okay, do I want to like do it all at once? Or do I want to just like slow and steady wins the race?
I mean, you could hop on Elizabeth's train here. We're still in a pandemic, so dry January 2022. I know.
We get it. We get each other. Now, I think I'm going to like maybe just have a drink on Friday is what I think I'm going to do.
Okay.
Monday through Friday.
I'm going to see how it goes. I'm
playing. You're liking it though.
No, there's definitely days we're in a pandemic. So there's definitely days where I'm like, do you know what it is? My politician head says,
oof. Ooh, I really saw it there.
I know, but they you'll see like, because again, TikTok's too much and I'm watching these people being like 30s. Here's the definition of a hangover. And they do all these active, and I'm like, go fuck yourselves. So now, but I'm telling you, like in my 30s, a hangover, I'm like, I can always handle a bad hangover. It's my life. But all of a sudden now it's a different game. And I'm like, it's not even just like you feel shitty. Yeah, we are, because now it affects me to the point where when I start to drink, I almost have PTSD of my last time. I'm like, I can't do this. For the first time in my life, I'm like, it's gonna hurt. My stomach's gonna hurt in the middle of
Yeah.
the night. I'm gonna wake up and I'm
Yeah.
gonna feel like I'm dying, and I'm gonna be like, I can't do this anymore.
No, for sure. I get that. I mean, it's not worth it. Like, I had like 2 beers last night watching RuPaul's Drag Race, which I would love to unpack. And I just was like, oof, I don't know if I'll feel great tomorrow. So that's why I'm just like, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, so that's the only thing that has stopped me, because like I'm staring right now at this very second at a spice box
Ew.
whiskey. That's bad.
Dude, you said like sexy section or something. I was like, ugh.
Oh
No, I will
wow,
say
this
this
makes
too.
sense too. Maybe it wasn't my relationship causing anxiety. Maybe it was the caffeine.
Maybe I have to
'Cause that's when I
apologize to my
started drinking
wife.
coffee.
I will tell you, if I like a hangover now for me, it brings so much anxiety, so much spiraling that it's just like simply not worth it. So, but I'm just like also like, if I'm trying to keep this going, I'm like, because I tried to like join my fitness pal and like get on, and I was like, I had to let it all go because I'm like, that's like working out isn't even part of my routine right now. So I'm just like,
But it is your
trying to
Peloton and up.
I'm really, listen. Here's what's really embarrassing, unrelated. I was telling a friend a quote from one of my Peloton classes, and they looked at me like I was nuts.
Well,
Like,
what do you mean a quote? Like something that the guy on the or the woman on the bike says to you?
so I had this class with Alex Toussaint, who's like my favorite instructor. I'm like scared to take his classes because he
But you love it.
literally kicks your ass. Yeah. And I wish I was sponsored by Peloton, but I'm not. But they're offering, I just saw 2 months free on their app. And I really like their app. So
Is
if
it
you're looking for
scared
something-
because he's good, or is it scared like
Good.
that woman that we had at that Bikram yoga
No,
that
no.
we're like, we have
He's
to
not
walk
like
out of
that.
here whenever she's here?
No, he's the most positive, most
okay.
encouraging, but like he's going to get like, I'll do a 30-minute workout and burn 300 calories. And I know that doesn't like calories doesn't matter, but for me, it's just like the output I look
In how
at,
many
and
minutes?
it's like 30 minutes.
30 minutes, 300 calories. That's normal. 100 calories every 10 minutes.
It wasn't. It's not usually for me. Like again, I don't have like my Fitbit or anything hooked up, so this is just like you should probably be burning around this, whatever. But anyways, he's really really good. He kicks my ass. It's a really really good workout. Anyways, we're doing this class like the other day, and he goes, persistence will get you will get you there, but consistency will keep you there. And I was just like in the workout and I was like, oh man, it just like clicked. And I was like, oh, I get it. Like you can like work really hard to get the thing, but to stay at the thing, you have to be consistent, And I was telling some friends and they were like, what? And they're like, it doesn't even make any sense. I'm like, what do you, like, I was so moved during the class. And I was like, no, but don't you get it? Like, it's beautiful. They're like, that doesn't make any sense.
It makes sense, but it's like because I've been on this binge lately of like listening. They're not self-help books, but things like Atomic Habits or The War of Art and things like this. They all say the same things, but they say them in different elegant ways. It's like when we did our intentions. It's like they all say the same thing. And you can say it beautifully, and you go, "Yeah, it's so easy if I just change these little things here and I set goals." But like, it's doing it is, it's
Actually,
not as easy as it sounds. You just gotta.
I also think here's the thing. Sorry to cut you off. I think the biggest thing about change, or like, and I don't mean again, like I really want to reiterate for everyone that like this is like such a mental health like vibe. Like, I mean, obviously, like, I want to be in better shape than I am, but it's not like I'm really trying to push myself away from like, I need to be like a size 2. Like, it's just never going to happen. It just never has happened. So like, it's done. Huh?
I will.
But I'm just like, but I think the biggest hurdle is, and I think this might be easy because we're in a pandemic now. So you're like kind of just in your house, but like socially, is so hard. Like if someone's like working out or doing work on themselves emotionally or like changing themselves for the better for themselves, friends are just like, nope. And like trying to like drag you back.
And all it is you know why?
Inadvertently.
Yes, because you know why? Different people do those things at different times, at least in our circle of friends. So it's like, oh, this person like, I don't know if I should, I'll say people's names that have been on here before because I don't think they would mind. I'm not saying bad things about them, but it's like we have a friend, Allie, who will go on like her
Oh,
cleanses
so
and
many
stuff like
detoxes. Yeah.
that, and you're just like, okay, great, but you're doing that right now. Well, it's like when we're working at Second City, it's like, well, we're drinking over here, so that's got to be hard. She can do it. She's got the willpower.
Oh
If
yeah.
I'm like, oh, I'm doing this over here,
Oh,
but
if
you
you
guys
and
are
I are
doing this,
doing that.
I'm like, oh, well, fuck this, man. Like everybody has to be doing it because as soon
Yeah.
as one person goes, I don't know, I think we're gonna drink tonight. You're like, oh, fuck, well, I was gonna start this, but I guess fuck this.
Well, that's the thing about you. Like, let's just say you and I were like, okay, we're gonna we really want to take this Bikram yoga class, which Jason and I really enjoyed. But let's just say it was like at 7 a.m. and we're like, we're doing it. We're feeling so pumped. We're feeling so
We
good
were
about
feeling
ourselves.
good.
And then if a friend the night before is like, you guys want to come out and drink? We're just like, all right. Like, we're just not gonna not say like, oh, we're doing this thing. Or if we're like, hey, we have a class at 7 a.m. Most of our friends would be like, who cares? Like, just come out.
One of the differences is though, in that time, especially when we were doing that. I mean, that was only a month long, but like of our life,
we
but
got in pretty good shape.
we did in a month because we were going like quite a few times a week.
Yeah. And then you would go like all the time, like
Because I loved it. But that's the whole thing. If I get it, I'm like, I love this. It's great. I felt like I was dying afterwards, but in a good way. But the thing is, like, especially in that time of my life, if somebody was like, but come drinking, and I'd be like, well, hell yes. Okay, great. Like for us,
A
it was
party.
like we were there during like the Super Bowl, and they're like, great, we're gonna drink these 18 beers. The thing is though, in that point of my life, I still would have got up at 7 a.m. and been like, I'm going to Bikram.
I know, not me, not happening.
I think that literally happened once, and I went without you because I was like,
yeah.
And it might have even been the
Anyways,
Super
I don't know
Bowl
if
night,
it makes sense. But I feel like the biggest hurdle often is like when you're making any change. And I mean, even an emotional change. Like when I started therapy, there was like a shift with some people in my life that it was just like, oh, like they were not having this new like aspect of myself.
What's that one famous quote? There's some guy, I think I saw this again on TikTok because that's all my life's been a bit lately. Is this guy that was like, look at your friends. They're fucking idiots. So you're a fucking idiot. Like they're just like basically the bad guy being like, you're going to reflect the people that you associate with because they're going to help train your habits. You're going to have similar ideals as them.
Megan says this, like, I have a friend from university who has a sixth sense for when I'm doing inner work and always crashes in and tries to shut it down. We're not that close. And I totally understand that. And also, Cindy, my friends understand that I go to the gym at 5 a.m. and that's that. No peer pressure. That's awesome.
But the difference to that is like none of them are waking up at 5 a.m. to being like, you sure you want to go or do you want to go do this? My problem is that I don't have the proper schedule. So like my workout time, I'd be like, I guess I'll go around 7 p.m. And it's like, why? That's when we're going to go out and have a good time.
But I think also like, and my therapist said this, just as you have expectations for other people have expectations from you. So like people, yeah. So like people expect you to be a certain way. And when you're not going to be that way anymore,
it's hard.
People have a problem with that. Just like you will have a problem with that.
I went through a lot of my life because especially, I guess, I don't know if this is the thing we're in or if this is just common for everybody. It's like you have different circles of friends and then you got to like, you're definitely trying to spend time with them all, keeping everything up in the air. So then when you hang out with one of them and it's like, well, they know me as the guy that is going to be loud and fun and be like, let's have some drinks. Yeah. Don't worry, the party will start at some point. But then you have to do that on this day. And then the next day you go out with that group of friends and they're like, yeah, cool. We're going to have a good time. I guess it's the drinking time. And it gets difficult because you know me as well. I'll be like, well, if that's the expectation, then I've got to try my best to live up 100%. To that. And then until you just like collapse, which I've done.
Oh, we've all done when we're all trying to be like that type of person for everybody. And that's why I feel like in the pandemic, we're all like in our homes and like, this is the time. And this isn't the time just to like get on the treadmill and get like thin or whatever, I just think like, what's the best version of yourself? This is the best time to like get going on that and like really assess the people in your life.
We've also been saying that since March. I think everybody's been like, well, I'm going to do this. I'm going to learn guitar and Japanese.
No, but I think like we have to release ourselves. Like, cause I'm guilty of that. Hello. If you look over here, do we see the paint by numbers? And I agree. This time of year is so hard and so triggering because we are inundated with like being the new you. Like, hey, you said you were going to do stuff at the beginning of the pandemic and you didn't. Come lose 20 pounds. It's like, fuck all that. We're still surviving a pandemic. So I think every day it's like, what can you do that makes yourself feel better?
look, this is coming from a woman with children. The goal is to make yourself happy, not someone else.
It's so true. It's so true. And I feel like that's so hard. Oh, this is nice. Sheila, you're so inspiring on Instagram. Like, amazing. That's nice. That's sweet. I like those little moments. And Sammy's is saying, no one should ever talk about what anyone eats. No one knows what you're dealing with. Dang. It's so
the only
freaking
time
true.
you should talk about what other
true.
people are eating is to be like, that sounds good.
It sounds good.
I'll try that.
Exactly. Exactly. It's like, can we all just, I can't deal with that.
I had Big Man's Pizza again.
That's amazing. Well, I wanted to tell you about what I was doing with my air fryer because I've been doing some things.
Okay.
Well, first of all, I messaged Jason last night because I have a brand new hot sauce in my life.
I know.
It's unbelievable. And Jason...
Habanero pineapple
from a Thunder Bay hot sauce company, Canadian. It's so good. I was going to bring it because I can't remember. I think I sent you the text if you know the company, but I can't remember what it's called. I can't
look at it because my phone is filming me right now.
Right. But anyways, so my freezer now is filled with hors d'oeuvres because you can just throw them in and just have like a quick little snack. So you best believe I'm doing that.
What's the consistency of this hot sauce? Is it like a dipping one, or is it more is it more runny base where you're just gonna?
No, it's like it's not so thick. It's kind of the best. It's like like it can be a little like looser.
Yeah.
But it can also be very thick depending on what you want.
My problem is because I looked at the milliliters. That's a pretty small bottle. I think I honestly I go through those ones in probably 2 days.
Jameson is correct. The hot sauce was featured on Hot Ones, which I love that show so much, and it sounds so yummy. So everyone, if you live in Toronto or you live in Ontario, you can get it at Loblaws. You can also order it on Amazon. It's
what you sent me, and I was about to just send you back a screen grab of me being like purchased, and then I sent you something else instead.
Okay, so I told you to go buy this thing because you would like it, and then you bought something else instead.
No, I didn't. Remember what I did send you back? Daryl Hall and John Oates, Rich Girl is what I sent you.
He sent me the music video Rich Girl because it's a $15 bottle of hot sauce. And
a small bottle of hot sauce.
It doesn't matter. It's I'm smiling just thinking of it. So last night I had like chicken drumsticks and rolled them in like a rub with some hot sauce and like in the the air fryer 30 minutes.
When I get a good hot sauce, like I base my meals around literally what it goes on well with. Like that's 100%. What I do, including breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, everything. And then it's gone. And if it's a good one, I have to force myself to make sure it lasts a week. I have to be like, I gotta slow down.
You're gonna love this hot sauce. It like actually makes me emotional. If I could marry it and kiss it for the rest of my life, I would.
Hot sauce.
Hot sauce. Add it to the list. Add it to the list.
Is that for real? Do I say hot sauce?
Yes, you
do.
Hot
sauce.
It was really good. I also got like at Loblaws, which I never go to because it's like the shishi wee wee store, but it was near the beach where I was at. So went in and they had mini Jamaican patties like for the air fryer.
How have I not had Jamaican patties since being back in Canada? This is crazy because in LA, I cannot find. There's things that I'm like, what foods can I get here now that I can't get in Los Angeles? And there's some things that's like, that's amazing. I'm going to go buy a box of Jamaican patties this afternoon. That's what I'm going to do.
See, look and Jan has made some pork chops in the air fryer, just some salt and pepper. Truly an air fryer. Like I know everyone's talking about freaking air fryers, whatever. I'm telling you, it is life-changing for me. And I was never one to like cook meat because I always get nervous it's not cooked. The air fryer makes it so simple. And it's all you need is salt and pepper. It's the best way that this stuff turns out.
Have you done like some fish in there?
I haven't done fish yet. I haven't done that. I love Jamaican
Booty line,
patties.
you're not wrong because you got to do them right.
Good.
You can just go to Costco and get a box of 20 and be like, this is how I'm living. But you can also get them so they're like the nicest.
My mouth is watering.
There's a place called Island Foods in Toronto. Go there. They make them from like scratch, and it's just like. I hope that Island Foods.
So yummy.
Island Foods. I hope you make it through this pandemic. I hope you're still going strong.
And exactly, get an air fryer. You will not be disappointed. It is so easy. Like it's such an easy way to like cook because I'm really trying to cook at home.
Yeah.
Look at Jameson said, I also hear it's easy peasy yummy with broccoli. Oh yeah, throw that in there. That's no problem. Air fried some cauliflower. Oh, I want to do some buffalo.
You could do buffalo cauliflower. Although buffalo cauliflower is not the best for you, but
who cares? Get some freaking blue cheese in there. I'll tell you this, over the holidays, because we got to end our podcast on snacks. I had 2 full-on charcuterie boards, like full. Like, and let me tell you, it took me 2 days to digest it.
Here's the thing. I've been saying that I've been eating healthy, which I have, but there's been we're at my parents' house who bring out like the charcuterie board is off the charts here.
Yeah, I'm
so
sure.
The other night, my mom was like, "Great, we're just gonna sit back. We're gonna watch a movie together. We'll have a good time." She put her homemade pierogies on it, jalapeno poppers, and then like green olives, and then like nice cheeses and like it was like all my favorite foods. I was like, well, I guess this is where I'm gonna die.
Who was the last one at the board? Because it's always me.
Oh yeah, why not? Of course it's gonna be me last at the board.
I know, but I'm just saying when you're with other people and you're the last one at the board, you have to say things like, "Oh, I'm going crazy," or like, "Get this away from me." Like you have to say that stuff. That's why I like living alone and you make your own board and you're just like, go for it. Oh my God. Jenny goes, I bought myself a beautiful platter for Epic Solar Charcuterie Boards, and it was my favorite self-gift. That is actually
I really like that you did a self-gift. It just
charcuterie too hard to pass up. We had one on Boxing Day, says Lindsay. Didn't want to move off the couch. How could you? How could you move off the couch? I had to go to bed early and lay on my stomach.
I also need to find out who this is, Tamika, the lady on TikTok that commentates the charcuterie boards.
Oh yeah, that's a huge.
You've seen this one?
That's a huge. Well, there's many. There's a huge thing on TikTok about it. Jameson says,
I'm not in the right algorithms.
My local cheese shop had a 50% off sale off brie and camembert. So guy puts half a wheel on the scale and laughs. So that's $20. I bought half of that. I would die.
Man.
I had salami and prosciutto and like I love
the salami you get here. That's another thing. You can't get like good salami in the States.
Really?
Or well, at least where I'm at. Not like there's very specific ones that maybe is a Ross family specialty, and it's like, oh well, we can't get this.
It's a Ross family specialty.
What's it called? Genoa or Genoa? I don't know. I know how it's spelled, but I don't know how to say it. You tell me what it is then. You tell me.
No, I just want to call it Genoa for the rest of my life.
I think that's actually how you pronounce it.
It sounds like the island from Princess Diaries.
That's where it comes from.
Yeah, so it's really, really yummy. And I had so much of that. And because here's the thing, my favorite meal is multiple tastes. Like
tapas. That's the best way to do anything. And I'll call it tapas, but it's like if you have full meals, but just break it out. Like here's a slice of pizza for you, and over here's like a nice chicken parm. You're like, okay, I'll eat all this. No
multiple
problem.
Tastes are it's my favorite way to eat. If like someone was like, oh, we're having let's have a date night, like instead of me with a board that says like Andrew and Jessica forever, like burn that to the ground. I want a beer and a koozie with multiple tastes on the table where if I was back
on like the dating scene and we went out and some girl was like, I don't know, do you want to order like 6 things off this menu and we'll just split it all? I'd be like, all right, cool. Let's skip all the first weeks of dating. This is where we're at, and this is where I'm living.
Yeah, but also like not be at a restaurant and just be at home. I mean, I love a restaurant. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, first dates are hard to be like, come over to my house. That just seems like you're a creep.
I know, and that's what sucks about dating is I just want to see how other people live. Like, how many DVD sets of The Office do they have in their house? Because I need to see it.
I need to get off that Office kick because like it's great. The show's great.
I can't. I just can't. I think about it often. If you are on a dating app and you come across someone mentioning The Office and you feel comfortable, please screen grab it and tag us and send it to us at the Regulars Podcast, because I think Jason would be surprised at the sheer volume.
I think I've only looked at, what is the dating app, Tinder? I've only looked at it once in my life.
Oh, we should go through that.
It was with Emily Richardson, who we love. And she was showing me what it's like. But that's the only time I think in my life that I've ever looked at it.
Oh, yeah. It's really funny. But anyways, that's besides the point. I guess we talked about charcuterie and then got into love, easy transition.
Easy jump.
Easy. Oh, this is what I want to talk about before it ends. So tonight is the premiere of The Bachelor. Okay.
Which is now just a fucking cultural phenomenon still. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's a really great hot take.
But I mean, no, I just mean like I'm surprised by it. It's a show that I'm like, we've figured
Jason,
out the
please.
formula.
It's great.
I don't know. It's just crazy that people are so into this goddamn show.
Well, we have
Again, I've only watched the Peter Weber season, which apparently is the worst season.
I think you should watch this season. And
so much time to invest. Okay, I'll do it.
You'll do it. You have the time. So tonight is the premiere. You best believe I will be enjoying. And if you want to, Sinking just unrelated wants to know if we want to guess if and when this pandemic ends this year.
Start up a pool. Maybe we'll do that in the Patreon. That'd be
we'll start up a pool at the Patreon. I was talking to my nephew and I was like, how's it going? And he's like, well, I think really like we're going to be dealing with the pandemic at least until the beginning of 2022.
That's just him parroting his parents' conversation. That's all he's doing.
Oh, you think his parents are discussing that?
His grandparents.
Cute. Yeah. And he was like, you're in COVID Central. I was like, oh, really? He's like, you, Peel, Hamilton.
Defund the police, am I right?
Absolutely. Absolutely, you're right. Defund them.
The problem with Snake King, I love that idea. The problem with that is it's not a hard, like, I don't think it's going to be like a light switch turning on and off. It's going to be like a slow, are we out of the pandemic yet? I don't know. And then one day we're all going to kind of just realize maybe we're out of it. There's not going to be a time when we go, today's the day it's done. There's not going to be that, I don't think.
Jameson's throwing in a bit of a curveball here that I would like to quickly unpack before we leave. He goes, my best friend's B-Day is today, and her husband bought this fancy plate from India and placed a rose on it, and then gave her a heartfelt speech as a present, then a bunch of cocktail glasses. Okay. Where's the gift?
Yeah.
Where's
you found
the
unless any
gift?
of those have inside jokes attached to them, that's...
Eddie wants that type of love, and that is really beautiful,
okay.
But like, okay.
I don't.
If my
wife did that for me, I'd be like, okay. I'd be looking behind doors to be like, what's happening? When's people going to pop out here?
If the gift is a plate with a rose, I'd be like, so is there some jewelry or not that I'm like a jewelry gal,
so
but
we've been together
like,
for a long time. And are you giving me this rose to be like, I'm still allowed to stay? Is that what this is?
Yeah. And listen, I'm impressed if someone got me an ice cream cake from Dairy Queen, I'd be like, oh my God, this is the best day of my life. Yeah, it's a great gift. Now you put an ice cream cake on that fancy plate.
Yeah. You can shape it like a rose. That's fine.
Yeah, but if someone was like here, I'm being a negative Nancy. This is the thing, Jason, where we're looking at
maybe
things and
if there's but we don't even know what the platter looks like. Just because it's from India doesn't mean it's great. Maybe I would still be like, all I'm saying is like, unless they've been to India or something, they're like, we have this thing that we're just like, oh, we saw this platter there.
This is a great gift. Sheldon got me a pack of those little cereals for Christmas and I was thrilled. Absolutely. That's a great gift. Now, would I love a big speech? Of course. We love people telling us why they love us. That's so nice. Now, but that after that speech, and we love the rose on the plate, but then we got to get a big gift after that, right? Mm-hmm. Because how do you come after like a big speech and then what?
Well, you know how Roy handled that from The Office. He said, well, now you get to go home and have some sex with me and it'll be
Call me crazy. What's a perfect night in? The Office with a bit of pineapple and some pizza. And here's my fish I caught. Jenny goes, my bar is so low that I would lose my shit over a man buying me a plate. Jenny, I'll buy you a plate. I'm buying you plates now. I just feel like maybe I'm negative. I need to like reassess.
Hey, Tamika, perfect. That's a perfect gift.
I have a shark vacuum as well. Great. And Lindsay says, we didn't even ask anyone what they got for the holidays. Lindsay says, my husband got me a weighted blanket and it's single sized. So
people are loving that weighted blanket right now.
I love that.
I'll say this just off the shark vacuum too. When I was in high school, our parents were like, great, you all got these certain responsibilities and mine were to vacuum the pool. And they're like, it takes a lot. It takes some time.
Yeah, sure.
And I was like, great. So, and we had allowance for that. So I just was like, great. I know what my allowance is going to be for the entire summer. So I went and bought one of those like automatic vacuum cleaners and I put it in the pool and I was like, see you later. And they were like,
actually genius.
They were like, okay.
honestly, if that was my son, I'd be like, I'm so proud of him. I'm so proud of this.
They didn't
dumb
argue.
idiot.
They weren't like, well, my
No,
brother,
that's
my
smart.
one brother was doing all the bathrooms, my other one was doing the kitchen, and they were just like, why doesn't Jason have to do anything? He bought.
You know, because Jason, that young Jason was living in the solution. He wasn't living in the problem. He was living in the solution. And that's what we have to do in 2021.
They had money at the end of the summer. I did not, but you know.
Listen, Jenny, James said he has a platter from Walmart for you and a plastic daisy. See? There we go. Oh, Cindy is turning 30 this weekend. That's super exciting.
Happy birthday.
Shayla's also got a birthday coming up. We got big birthdays happening. 30, what a great year. That's
great.
Welcome to your 30s. It's really fun over here. We're having a lot of fun. I'm turning 35. Wow.
That's this year?
Mm-hmm. I told my best friend, I was turning 34. Not best friend.
You're crazy young.
And she goes, you're turning 35. And I was like, oh my God. Oh my God.
I've forgotten at times for sure how old I was.
35, like, here's the thing.
But once I hit like
young.
number 2 of a decade, I always just think I'm the next decade. So like when I hit 32, I was like, I guess I'm almost 40 now. This fucking my life's over.
The problem is, like, as a child, I was always this age. Like, I was never like you know.
Yeah, you're living your real life right now.
I was never like Santa. I was like, okay, what's your name? Glenn? Okay. Kind of thing. So I'm kind of aging into it, but
okay, Snake King is dropping hints for me.
What?
He or she is at least 30 years old because
Great.
they love their 30 year. So now I know. Great. Not a child.
Yeah, so Jenny, I am proper in my 30s right now. Yeah. But I will tell you, like, welcome to your 30s. It's everyone's saying like, oh, Snake King was saying that it's hard to have a birthday.
But it is
like
a quick drop. Just had
Yeah.
to put birthday yesterday.
But I will say, like, turning 30 during the pandemic is hard because everyone wants a big blowout on your 30th. Let me tell you, you want a big blowout on your 33rd because 30, you got a big party. Everyone's like, rah! And then it disappears. And then you got to do 31, 32, 33, 34 before you get a big one on 35. So you know what? You're saving yourself up for a big old party at like maybe at 31, 32. That's really going to pop off. And it's really you can ride that until 35.
You got to make those yourself. The thing is like this, when you hit those bigger like round numbers, then normally your friends will help you and be like, we got to do something. But if you're 33, you're like, plan it yourself. Be like, this is the year we're going to Vegas or whatever you want to do.
33 might have been one of my worst birthdays. I believe I was alone. Yeah.
2 years ago?
Maybe. I can't remember. See?
Well,
who knows?
I'm doing math.
Yeah.
But it means I wasn't in Toronto, so I'm going to breathe a bit of relief to be like, I didn't fuck up. I wasn't here.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine. We're all okay. I'm just saying, if you're like really bummering out about not having a big blowout on your 30th, trust and believe when you do the 31, 33, you're going to be like, I'm glad I saved this up for a big old barn burner.
The first year I moved out to LA, my first birthday out there, when you're like, you move to a new city, you don't know anybody or whatever. I also booked something and it was in Utah. So I had to fly to Utah and I sat by myself at a bar in Salt Lake City, Utah, where things close early and like no one's partying or whatever. And I remember being like, well, this is my saddest birthday ever. I was drinking a beer called Polygamy beer. I had one beer and I was like, that's
pretty great. Because you get a story. If you get a story, then that's the greatest gift. Right?
Yeah, but is that a story that I was just alone at a bar? Like nothing happened. Like there wasn't.
You spent a birthday in Utah drinking by yourself a beer called Polygamy Ale or whatever it was called.
Yeah, in Salt Lake City.
In Salt Lake City. Great. So that's a great story. All right, we've done it.
Yeah, we gotta run.
We gotta run. Jason is leaving the basement. We're wishing him a bon voyage, bon voyage, bon voyage, bon voyage.
Bon voyage.
It was one of my favorite sketches Jason has done where it was a sketch where
not written by me, but yeah.
But you were in it and your lover is leaving you on a boat and you just want them to say bon voyage to you?
Yeah.
Right?
And
back?
then I just had two dudes on each side of me who wrote the sketch who were just like basically give me the business.
So Jason's basically just waving and one of his castmates is just like moving backwards for the audience. He's just going bon voyage, bon voyage, bon voyage. Bon voyage!
No, I said bon voyage. I love you. Bon voyage.
I love you. Say it, say it, say it. I love you. Say it. Bon voyage.
I want to find that because that was really fun. Anyways,
we're going to have some big birthdays this year. We're really excited. Mine's coming up in February. We got a lot of Januaries to celebrate, so I'm really excited. We are back, friends. Thank you so much for being here today.
we're back Wednesday.
Wednesday.
I'll be in Hamilton, so that'd be great.
Jason will be in Hamilton. Will the murder voice be back? Will the Wi-Fi be okay? We simply do not know. And then we have Friday, Casual Friday. So we are excited to be back. And yeah, do we have anything else to say?
I don't think I welcome back and jump on that Patreon because we're gonna have some events coming up for that as well.
We have a lot of fun things that are coming down the pipe.
We had a couple of fun things over the break. I hope those people enjoyed it. We had a great time watching a serial killer movie, which was great.
Holiday serial killer movie. And I guess the last thing to say is, and if you wanted to see that TikTok, you can go to youtube.com/theregulars to see what Jason is doing on TikTok. We adore you all so much. Happy 2021. We're so happy that you are here with us. You can follow us on Instagram for more of the shenanigans. And we will see you on Wednesday. Bye, friends.
I'll see you on Wednesday. Vote for me.